Hey guys, thank you for doing this. I guess this is for Sami or Jewell. Just 4 games into the season, twice the offense has struggled. Just are you guys getting the quality of shots that you want, or is it something else?
I think uh, we are progressing in that way. I thought we had some really great shots and they just didn't go for us. I think I remember that being the case for the last game too. And I think that's normal. I think the more that we flow and get to know each other and play well together, we'll be able to, I think, get each other better looks. So I think it's normal that early on, that's where we have a little bit of, where the area of improvement needs to be. I think it's great that defensively we've been able to be as tough most times as we've been. So we'll figure that out. We haven't had a lot of training, a lot of time to work through that. So we're kind of trying to do that game to game within a game and figure it out. And obviously we need to do a better job. But, I thought today we got pretty good looks, honestly.
And then on the same front, tonight you guys had 17 turnovers, which ties a season low. Just what's happening there, just with the amount of turnovers that you're having from each night.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. We haven't played together a lot. We're figuring out how to play together. Defenses are, good in the WNBA and, we're working through that, just figuring out, I think we're trying to share the ball a lot, and sometimes we overshare, I think. And I think it's, beginning of the season, we're a new group. We're battling some things like that we're working through. But we'll get to the other side of that. And I know by mid-season, hopefully sooner than that, we'll be much tighter with that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Let's go to Christian, and then we'll take some questions here in the room.
Hey, Jewell and Sami. I know this is a tough game, but over the last couple of games, I feel like there have been improvements, especially during the stretch of that Washington game, the double overtime loss against Mini, and coming into this game, down the stretch of the fourth quarter, it was a 10-point game, almost a 9-point game until the team went into the bonus. At that point, New York really just shooting free throws down the way. So I feel like there have been improvements, with the team on both sides of the ball. Like you just said, you feel that same way. Going into Wednesday's match against the Fever, what's the team's mindset?
Win for sure. I think we believe in each other. We believe in what we're doing. And we know that we're right there. So it's just fine tuning some things. We'll watch the film. We'll figure it out. We'll take care of what we need to take care of. But every game, the mentality is to win. Absolutely. And, we've come up short a couple of times, but, as you said, improvements are being made and we're right there.
Thanks, Christian. I'll take some questions in the room, Ben, and then M.
Ms. Jewell, just how do you kind of reflect on your night tonight?
Well, we lost, so we all lost. It's not just my night. And so obviously we're gonna get better, watch the film and get ready for our next game.
And what is Nneka like? It seems like on the sideline, even when she's not playing, is coaching you guys, is taking on a role in huddles before you and the staff comes in. Just what was she kind of telling you guys tonight? What is kind of her role in the past couple games when she's been out?
She's basically another coach for us. She sees the floor and sees the game in a different view. One, because she's seen it from, real time, but also just her knowledge and wisdom from, all the years she's been playing. So she understands that. So she's making sure we're all connected, making sure we all have the different coverages and making sure, before timeouts, after timeouts, that we're all on the same page. But she definitely brings another leadership and just kind of another perspective that we need throughout the game.
Just for other people, actually, Sami, you mentioned Christian, making feeling like there's a little progress along the way. Just wondering what tonight, specifically inspired this kind of felt like that.
What do I feel? Where did I see the progress? Is that what you asked? Oh, I mean, I do think that the shots that we got were better shots. Like we missed a lot of layups. We got a lot of good looks at the rim. We got a lot of open shots. I thought defensively, if you take out that first quarter, we were really tough. And we did a really good job of that. The ball moved better. We were better in some of our coverages. To his point, yes, 17 turnovers is too many, but it's better than it was before for us. So we're getting there. We're chipping away at that. So I think across the board, there were a lot of things. We track a lot of other things. And some of that was, we saw areas of improvement there for us too. So, I mean, you could feel it. But again, we reach a point where, then they get in the bonus and it sort of, gets a bit too far out of reach for us. So I think just finding those areas to continue to improve.
In terms of the turnovers, does it feel like a lot of those were forced by the level of defense New Yorkers playing, or does it feel like a lot of them still?
I mean, not to discredit any of the teams we played, but most of them haven't really felt that way, which is, again, the part of just us trying to feel each other out and get a flow, trying to read, is someone going to cut here? Are they going to come off of this screen? Are they going to do this? We're just trying to figure each other out a little bit. So sometimes we just misread stuff. Sometimes, like I said, we're passing when we should be shooting. All of those things. So sometimes, yeah, sure, of course, it's defensive. I think a lot of times, though, right now, it's us just trying to gel.
Jewell, obviously, anyone's career, there's going to be hot and culture shooting. Does it feel like there's something a little bit off? They're just going to, is it the coverage you're seeing, or does it feel like sometimes it doesn't?
Probably mix of both, honestly. With our personnel, things are a little different. So just trying to find our rhythm. And probably is just, I'm thinking a little bit too much, so I'm not really in a flow state. So that has nothing to do with really coverages. I've seen top line my whole career. So that's pretty much not changing until I retire. So nothing's really new on the defensive end. It's more just me trying to play free.
In terms of thinking, is that really just having to access more of in terms of the offense, the chemistry just isn't there, so it's not as natural?
Yeah, we're still learning each other, we're still figuring each other out, understanding, our pulls and pushes, just tendencies of other players. But, every game we've got, a little bit better. And so that's the mindset going into the next game, just get a little bit better every day.
Let's go back to the Zoom. We'll take a question from Brad. Brad, go
Yes.
ahead.
Hi, ladies. How are you? Can you speak of the chemistry that you're seeing between the starting five and the bench? I know, Sami, that you played for 23 minutes tonight, and how that chemistry is coming.
Like the bench players with the starters, or the bench players separately and the starters separately?
The
Bench players.
chemistry, yeah, in between.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean,
Starters.
honestly, there's a lot of people from the bench who were here last year that have played. Like Sadie's and I come off the bench. We played with Jewell a lot. We played with Ezzy a lot. There's actually a lot of continuity with that. So I think that makes it easier, honestly. And that's what ultimately I think is going to make us a great team, that we do have a deep bench and we have a bench that's familiar with the starters. It's just combining all of that. So it's the starters getting a good feel for each other, because there are some new starters in there. And then I think it's, again, just adding those bench pieces. But actually, I think that our bench and our starters play fine together.
All right, thanks for that. We'll take, we only have time for one more question. We'll go to Brendan. Brendan, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was about the kind of run to get it to a 10 to 9 point game, as previously mentioned. What was the message going into or that led kind of into that run, whether it was shot making or the aggressiveness on defense? Was it kind of a little bit of both of that?
Yeah, we got stops and we made some buckets. It's pretty much as simple as that. I mean, it sounds very, I don't know, asshole-ish, but that's actually the truth. It's like, that's really what happened.
We were trying to do that the whole game, but sometimes you don't score, and then sometimes you don't get stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how we're trying to play every time.
Yeah, so I just worked for that segment, so.
All right, thanks, ladies. We'll have coach in here in just a moment.
Thank you.